Hello, everyone. Welcome to another impromptu live where nothing is planned and everything is purposeful. Well, it's a little planned, but I am at a garden that just has, I'm guessing they're wild because they don't live in a cage, peacocks just roaming around. So you might hear them popping off. Hey! Not great at multitasking, so I apologize if I'm paying attention to the chat and get sidetracked. If anybody's following along, it's your job to bring me back to what I was talking about in case I forget. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Hope everybody's having a good day. I wanted to get on here and talk about an event that I have coming up here in Vacaville. For all you folks in the California, Vacaville, Napa, San Francisco, Sonoma area, I am doing a shadow work workshop called Shadow Work is a Light Work. And I apologize for all of the added noises. There is a plane, there's dogs barking, there's car noises, birds. So, it's everything. To test that nervous system, how well have you been grounding? Can you handle all of the distractions and still stay focused on what I'm saying? It's like trying to do a sound healing or guided meditation inside of a place that has construction going on outside. It really tests you, right? Anyways, my workshop. It has been a year since I have released my book, The Advanced Shadow Work Method, about my shadow work approach. It is not a workbook like your traditional shadow work books where you have to answer all your trauma and blah, 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 blah. Oh, lots of love to you. I love that you're at a park also. Oh, or looking at a park. I miss Austin. I haven't been back since 2023. Wild. But, sending love to you from California. But I will be talking about my process of shadow work, what it is. If you are new to shadow work and you have no idea what it is, but you keep seeing it, maybe you've heard of it, and you're like, I just don't know what it is. Or you just don't trust exploring it on your own, maybe. Bug flew in my face. And you're like, maybe I need some guidance, or maybe you tried a shadow work workbook and it was very intimidating, or you re-traumatized yourself and you're like, maybe I need some guidance, right? I keep going back to guidance because that's what it's really about. I'm not a gatekeeper. There's a ton of different ways to approach shadow work. There's internal family systems, or IFS, or parts work, as some people know about, and then there's your traditional shadow work with Carl Jung, and then there's inner child work, and various spin-offs of those. And the type of shadow work that I do are none of those and all of those at the same time. And what I mean by that is that I took little bits and pieces that resonated from each, and then I created my own with the addition of many different things and a perspective and scope or lens in which I see shadow through that helps you identify. It helps you build a lens of perception yourself in order to better help yourself. To see the lessons that are happening in the situations that you would otherwise call obstacles or shit or problems, issues, whatever, this lens helps you see them as lessons from a place where you can take an objective stance on the situation rather than turning to a place of victimization or blame or self-loathing. You can see it as the universe has got your back, or what other entities, powers, energies that you resonate or work with or feel connected to. Maybe it's angels, God, whatever. The universe, maybe, put these things in your path, right, to show you these lessons. How else are you supposed to receive lessons? How else are you supposed to grow unless there's tension, unless there's something put in your path to dismantle, dislodge the programming, the the way of experiencing, viewing, feeling about, approaching, handling, dealing with, moving from said experiences. There's no other way that you're going to heal from them or grow or evolve from them unless you are met with these situations that promote growth and change. And the only way we do that, friction, right? So it teaches you how to view the things happening in your life from this objective perspective or lens. Thank you. That help you see, oh, this is a lesson. This is not something that's happening to me. This is not just like this awful situation that I'm in. No, it's not an awful situation. Well, it may be, but why am I in this situation? What are the obvious things, if I can take my emotions, my being affected by it personally, out of the equation and look at it from a bird's eye angle, a view, right? Can I see this situation in a way where I see the overarching, the big lessons? And some people don't know how to identify those or even what those are. And so I will be teaching you how to identify those, how to know what these bigger lessons are, rather than just seeing them as these like three-dimensional programmed ways of looking at things where it's one against the other, or the very I don't know any other way to say it than like 3D way of experiencing it, very matrixy sheeple way of approaching it, where it's like you don't see any of the lessons. It's just this person did this and made me feel this way, and like the cycles just keep repeating and repeating, right? It's waking up to what those lessons actually are within yourself. It's not always external. It's not always an outward thing. It always has something to do with you. Somewhere you need growth, somewhere you need to see something, become aware of something, to be taught something. You don't know everything. There's so much more going on under the surface. But also, within my approach, we look at what I classify shadow as and all the different levels in which you can help yourself in shadow work, because it's not just the traumatized parts of you, it's also everything outside of your conscious awareness in your subconscious and unconscious minds. So that's 90 to 95% of your conscious awareness at any waking moment. So literally you are walking around with 5 to 10% conscious awareness at all times. We think we're conscious, like fully conscious, because we're awake and moving and doing, but everything you're doing has already been programmed in because you've done it 1,000 times. You're not even thinking while you're doing it because it's already programmed into your shadow, therefore it's functioning for you. Just like how all of these behaviors and thoughts and ways of doing things, opinions, mannerisms, everything is in there. How you talk to yourself, how you select who you're dating, all of like what you want in life, what you think you want in life might be given to you through a program from your ancestors, right? So it's like we look at all of it, past life, ancestors, generation, collective themes in your shadow that you might want to break away from, or you find out that like that's not even mine. Why do I think that? Why do I say that? Why am I responding to situations like this in this way? Well, maybe look at your mom or dad, whoever, and see like, oh, do they respond in this way? Is this something that's been passed down? And maybe they've never had that situation, so there's nothing to compare it to, but you will see it in their general ways of approaching things that are collectively or generationally or gender related, right? The boomers really represent that. The boomers are really good to look at in terms of programming. And so are we. And that's why we, the younger generations, not to say that they're anything like better, but because a lot of us have gone to therapy and done various other things to heal ourselves, we've become aware of this programming and that like, oh, I have a choice and like, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do what was done before me. I don't have to handle things in the same way and what that means. And I created a guided meditation that takes clients to see their shadow part. And that's what really separates my approach from everything else, because like in this workshop, I will give the generalized format of the guided meditation, which it's still effective, but the only issue is I can't have a direct conversation with an entire group's shadow individually to know what questions to ask next. So I'm just kind of guessing what, like, based off of how many sessions I've had, I kind of know the general questions that are going to come up or need to be asked, suggestions, things like that I can do in a general format that their shadows are going to respond to and they will get something from. But it's not the same as when you see me in one-to-one sessions and we do the guided meditation. You see your shadow, you hear from your shadow, and you act as like a telephone between me and your shadow. So I have you repeating the questions that I'm asking out loud or to yourself, to your shadow, and then your shadow answers. So you then say their answer, and then I know what to ask next. So we have a direct dialogue with your shadow. And sometimes it's a past life self. Sometimes it's your ancestors coming in through you. One time I had a future self, which was really interesting. I've had an infant self come through for a client. I've had all different ages, but it's so interesting what comes up because everybody has an experience and everybody has conversations of information that they would have. It's always so obvious and clear, but it's where people usually don't go to or look at handling or approaching their healing of said trauma, peacock, dinosaur, in said way. So shadow work is unsuccessful for many people because they do not know or not, they're either not being facilitated by a therapist, coach, or if they're just doing it solo, with the huge emphasis around self-talk and building that self-talk and self-care practices, grounding and coping skills. Without those two pieces, your shadow work will not stick. The trauma will not truly heal. Your shadows will still be there. In this work, you have to work very hard at becoming aware of your self-talk. What you say to yourself, how you frame things in your mind, what you say about other things, other people, what words you use, how you describe things, how you describe your body, how do you describe situations, like everything. Because that informs how you feel in your body at every moment. People always say like, oh, you made me feel this way. They actually didn't make you feel anything. It was your shadow that responded, because what your shadow heard was this or this or this. So that's what your shadow then told you. Therefore, you made yourself upset in that moment, actually. They didn't make you upset. Something from the past of what inference and meaning you made from said thing is what actually upset you. And so it's learning all of that, right? Your triggers, all of that stuff, but really honing in on self-talk and what you do with the agreement that you make with your shadow, how you back that up and keep that bond so that it actually does heal. And I'm not saying that all of your shadows are going to go away forever, because there are certain aspects to your shadow that you will absolutely need, and it's there and it will be there because it's part of your survival mechanisms, like rage, anger, sadness. Like, these are emotions that you will always have. It just won't be connected to the same shadow story and experience that you once had it with. It will be brand new. It will be in the moment, and then you will know how to deal with it because you did not to say it's like my form of shadow work, but if you follow along with the tools and skills that I teach you, you will be able to navigate any challenge that comes up in your life, period. You will know what to do. And oftentimes I have clients come back to me a few years later and they're like, wait, I don't see it. I need your help. They see it and they're like, okay, we do the guided meditation. Then they know what to do. It's like, once you understand this, you will know how to support yourself. And that's really the goal. I want as many people to know how to truly create lasting long-term change in their life, ending generations of who knows how long of passed down trauma, that when you heal it, like truly heal it, and it gets wiped from your DNA. You genetically modify your DNA, upgrading it. Right? That's a term that you hear a lot in the spiritual community, but this is what healing trauma, when you truly heal it and not just like kind of heal it, your DNA changes. Therefore, your physical body will change to meet those upgraded changes. So when you heal this trauma, you might start to notice that various physical illnesses or aches, pains, sensations that you had before might go away. You might heal those with it because it was never a physical thing. It was an energetically, emotionally charged thing that turned into a physical manifestation of it. So, hello, sister. You will learn all the things to essentially, do this on your own. And I'm very happy to be working and collaborating with Mystic Moon Raven. If you guys have not been there and you're in the San Francisco area, definitely check it out. It is my go-to witch store. They have everything and it's all locally made. They have other amazing workshops going on. They have a deity series going on. They have tarot workshops. And I will be teaching several other workshops coming up. We have, I'm teaching glamour magic. Yay. And What Kind of Witch Are You? Where I take you into a guided meditation to go visit a witch house that you had in a past life, full of all kinds of clues leading you to the source or essence of your magic, which is very exciting. And then I tell you about all different kinds of witches and types of magic that you can do. And then I have an altar for beginners class, a magical correspondences class split into 3 workshops. Some of these are released. The glamour and altar workshops are available. So you guys should go on Mystic Moon Raven's website, check it out. If you live in the area of San Francisco, definitely come check out my shadow work workshop. I think you will learn a lot from it. If not, have a better understanding, at least, of what shadow work is and what you need to do to better help yourself on this journey. Because whether you walk a spiritual path, a mystical path, or you're just living your life trying to do your best, but you might have just started an interest or a desire to heal yourself, this is a great class for you to learn exactly how to do that. And by avoiding years of therapy and thousands of dollars, come to my class first and then go to therapy, because man, you will understand some frustrations that I used to have with therapy. And not to say that all therapy is like this, because I fucking love therapists and they are needed and very important. But not all therapists are trained or have the interest in going deeper or going to the subconscious mind or putting you into a theta state, a more meditative state. They don't approach things in that way. And if that is your case or situation, you're not going to achieve the answers you want and that you're looking for. So, yeah. Sorry, I just got a text. It's hard for me to stay focused when my phone is popping off. But I would love to see you all there, meet you, especially if you've been following me for a while. And I'm trying to do in-person things more. So stay tuned. There will be more in-person stuff happening around the San Francisco area. I hope everybody has a good day. If you have any questions, you can always leave it in the comments. I am going to do a guided meditation over on my Facebook Live, and it will be posted onto my YouTube if you miss it, but it'll be for, it's step 3 to becoming telepathic with trees. And really anything is what I'm teaching you guys how to do. So if you'd like to join me over there, it'll be about a 20-minute guided meditation. I would love to see ya. It'll be my Courtney Kaiser Facebook. Okay. See you guys over there. Bye-bye.